we are doing the perfect offseason scenario, at least from my perspective, for the Lions to upgrade this roster. Already started out well with Ben Johnson coming back here, but we're going to talk about picking up free agents, cutting players, acquiring players in the draft, trades, all to make this roster really good. But before we get into the video, if you love Detroit Lions, if you love free agency, the draft, and prospects, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all of that and we get to the latest news and rumors regarding our Detroit Lions. Before I hit this intro, can you smash that like button? That would be great. Let's get into the Lions off-season perfect scenario. Number one move I would love the Detroit Lions to do is acquire free agent defensive tackle Daron Payne from the Washington Commanders. And you look like, no way, we can't do that, Mike. It's just not good enough. Well, when you look at Daron Payne in comparison to the Detroit Lions defensive tackles, it is jarring. First off, Daron Payne versus all Lions DTs. Daron Payne has 64 tackles, and the Lions DTs have 104. Tackles for loss, Payne has 18, and the Lions DT's got 6. Sacks, Daron Payne has 11.5. The Lions have 3.5. QB hits, Payne's got 20. All of the DT's got 14. And pass breakups, total of 5 each. Daron Payne is a game changer. Now, what would it cost to get Detroit Lions? Per Spot Track right now to acquire defensive tackle Daron Payne, it'd be a 5-year deal, $97.4 million with an average of 19.4. Now, yes, that's a lot of money, but if you look at a team like the Rams who had Aaron Donald, that player alone made this defense exceptional, and when they lost him, it really hurt their defense, and I think that Daron Payne can have an impact close to that, to the Lions defensive line, freeing up Aiden Hutchinson and everybody else. But remember, Daron Payne can get franchise tagged by the Washington Commanders. So that is a bad thing, but good news. It's the Washington Commanders. They generally don't make a lot of quality decisions, so I think the Lions should take a look-see. But would you, let me know in the comments section, would you do this contract? Why for yes and for no? Let me know in the comments below. Let's continue on with a player I would love the Detroit Lions to acquire in free agency, and it's Byron Murphy, cornerback out of the Arizona Cardinals. Young corner, and he's a feisty one. Now, he didn't play all the games in this last season, but before that, 16 games, 15 games, 16 games, very steady, quality cornerback. And he just gets better. 2 sacks, 1.5 sacks, 4 pass defense, 12 pass defense, 4 interceptions. He's a very good corner. You can put him at the nickel. You can put him on the outside. He's not going to cost a lot per Spot Track. $5 to $6 million a year. You can do a 1-year deal like we've done with players in the past. You know, a couple of years ago with Khalif Raymond and then DJ Chark. You've seen it before. You put him with this defense we're talking about with Jeffrey Okudah, Jerry Jacobs. You put him in there, another veteran to help this defense out, and you can draft a cornerback. The DB room is much improved, and that will help the Lions defense out. You have the defensive line beefed up. Now you have the secondary beefed up to get those turnovers. Obviously, when it comes to the rest of free agency, I would like the Detroit Lions simply to go ahead and sign their own guys. So we're talking about Isaiah Buggs. We're talking about the Kaminsky's. All of that, that's a part of this as well. So I'd like to see them back in here. Evan Brown. The players that are depth players, not big signings, but it means a lot to the Lions. So I'd like to see those players come back as well. Now I got trade ideas for the draft. I want the Detroit Lions to trade out of 6, ideally to 9, because I do think the same type of talent at 6 will be at 9. In this trade scenario, the Lions go from 6 to 9, and we get an extra second-round pick from the Carolina Panthers, pick 40. Panthers, they get themselves pick 6 and get the franchise quarterback for their football team. That's not over with the trades. In this scenario, I want the Detroit Lions to trade back up into the first round. We have 3 second-round picks. Use 2 of them. Trade with the Buccaneers, who only have 5 picks in this year's draft. And the value chart is pretty good. So the Lions take pick 40 and 48, and they move up to pick 19. Right after the Lions pick, so the Lions would have pick 9, 18, and 19. And per value trade, that is good. What do the Detroit Lions do with these picks? Well, again, here is the picks. Be 9, 18, 19, 56, 82, 153, 183, and 194. You would have 8 picks in the draft, and that would have the ability for Brad Holmes to be aggressive and get the talent we need, immediate talent for this football team. Let me know what you think about these trades. Also, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. Make this your home for the off season. That's what it's all about. So subscribe, make this your home. Like I said, make that as a trade, right? I want to trade up and down in the draft. That would be my number 3. Let's talk about the picks now. With pick 9, I would love the Lions to get Tyree Wilson. He would be available there, at least in this mock draft, he was. Tyree Wilson, you add him to this defensive line with Daron Payne, Aiden Hutchinson, Joshua Pascal, Romeo Okwara, James Houston, Kaminsky, Buggs. You would have one of the best defensive lines in all of football. You're sacking the hell out of quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, forget about it. The Lions would have one of the best defensive lines all in football, period. Pick 18. The Detroit Lions want to beef up that secondary. How about we get Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon? You pair him up with Byron Murphy, Jeffrey Okudah, Jerry Jacobs, Kirby Joseph. You have pick machines because that's what they do. The Lions get turnovers. Turnovers win football games. But we're not done. We got pick 19 in the draft, and I'm going to give Jared Goff every damn weapon he can have to make this offense elite. He had Todd Gurley before. Let's go ahead and give him Bijan Robinson. He has DeAndre Swift, and we reassigned Jamaal Williams, the scariest run game in all of football. You have that with the Lions offense. Good luck. You're having a team right now that can compete with the San Francisco 49ers regarding talent. Damn well could. We're not just talking about the NFC North. We're talking about all of the NFC. But we're not done. We'd still got a second-round pick, and we get Jack Campbell, linebacker out of Iowa, my second favorite linebacker in this year's draft, at pick 56. You put him with Alex Anzalone, with Malcolm Rodriguez, and Derek Barnes. This defense is improved in a big way, and the Lions are going in the right direction. They got their impact players to make this team much improved defensively and offensively. Very important for the Lions to go into this offseason and get impact players. That's what I want from this offseason, but that's not just it. There's still things you have to do, and releasing players is part of it. Now, I've made videos before, so just spend a second or two on this bad boy, but Michael Brockers, he's killing the cap. We got to go ahead and release Michael Brockers. That'll save us a ton of money. Charles Harris as well. With getting players like Tyree Wilson, James Houston last year, he's expendable. Go ahead, release him. Halapoulivaati Vaitai, you could release him as well. You have the ability to get a guard in the draft, round 3, who the Lions can beef up that offensive line. Bijan Robinson, you got the offensive line beefed up. You're good to go there. Quintex Cephus, the Lions wide receivers are extremely well. He seems like a cut candidate for the Detroit Lions and be able to do much better, honestly, when you got like the Tom Kennedy, someone that you rely on that's not injured. And Julian Okwara, release him because, again, he's a player that's always injured, and we got better players in the draft. And what that would do, that would give the Detroit Lions between $30 and $40 million in cap space. Honestly, it would. You can get Daron Payne, Byron Murphy, and do your draft picks. You'd have to do a little bit of wiggle room here and there, but if you look down for next year, the cap's even better and better. So you'd have the ability to get this off-season plan in the row. Get it there and beef up this whole team because, again, it's not about just competing for, well, we just got to go to the draft. I do agree that. We got to primarily get draft, but I'd love to get one massive impact player and a player that can help out in the secondary. And those two players right there, Payne and getting Murphy, I think would make this defense scary good just with their additions alone. We're not even talking about the draft. Just those additions alone. But I want you to grade my perfect offseason. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comments section. If you hate it, give me an F. And let me know why. If you love it, hey, give it an A+, and let me know why you think that it would be the way that it is. Also, I want to know what your offseason plan is. Put it in the comments section. Let me know your offseason. What you think the Detroit Lions should do to build this roster up. So put that in there. Folks, we got videos dropping every single day on this channel. Live show on Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. We talk all things Lions. Q&A session where you have questions, and I, myself, may have some answers. I'd give it the best that I could give it. And who knows, we have special guests on, and they can give you their thoughts. With that said, folks, adios.